So here I am, Nigel at 9. Those of you that are watching the replay, welcome. Um, I've been spending all day, I've been working on some special effects for Bad Ben 12. The shooting's going great. I'm having a blast. Still, nobody has taken me up on the offer to buy the Alien name. I've got one, two, three, four, 5 people have submitted their videos. I've got 3 people I emailed. Um, I need you to submit your videos. Good evening, Fender. Hi, Mark. So there's three people. I'm still waiting for you to. I saw your videos and I liked them, but I need you to transfer them to me, the high quality ones. And so yeah, I've been working all day on the film and been having fun. Still waiting to hear on the approval of the Amazon Fire app. As soon as that comes through, hi Ashton. Hey Brian, where you been? We ain't filming tonight. Does that mean we ain't? Hi Carrie. Or we are filming tonight. Oh, okay. You had the 8 in the T in there. Okay, good. I look forward to it. So it's been a busy day. I've actually turned the desk around down here. My desk is on wheels so that I can move it when the mood strikes me. And I felt like facing the other way today. So if you know, I'm always pointing that way to the studio. Well, now the studio's back there on the other side of that wall. It's crazy. The weather's been somewhat mild. Yeah, Brian, if you can get it to me like by Wednesday, because I'm really working on that section now. So, oh, sorry for yawning. It's up. I'm up late tonight. I wanted to start doing these at 9, so I'll have to start sleeping later in the morning. I had to get blood work this morning. I have a doctor's appointment a week from today. I know that's all exciting um, to everybody. But, this thing also allows me to share screen. Uh, so I might show you guys sometime, not today, but I will show you some of the editing process. And we're filming again Friday, except we're supposed to get a bunch of rain for the whole weekend. So if we film Friday, I have a plan B. But there's a scene where an important pivotal scene. Still selling the hey loser lunatic, one of my favorite names. And there's Cyber Demon 58. You never answered my question, Cyber Demon 58. Did you take the name Cyber Demon 58 because you were born in 1958, or were Cyber Demon 1 through 57 taken? Dustin Bolt. I am a little bit sleepy, but that's because I woke up. See, you said it. Your power of suggestion is powerful.
A Jedi Knight you will never be.
Um,
The Force is strong with this one.
okay, now I know. I got up at 6 o'clock, so I could, because I set my appointment at 7:10 because it was fasting, and damn it, I like to eat first thing in the morning. Somebody just emailed me. This is somebody that wants to purchase. Purchase. Store. I'm sorry. Ronnie Shargus, you don't have to be in here, do you? Rona, I'm sorry. You're I got asked about the talkers. Hopefully they're on their way so I can get them made and shipped out to everyone. So what have you guys been up to? Who did I get a text from? Ah. So that's the printer. That is a DVD duplicator, but I no longer sell DVDs. I now sell Blu-rays. So in the other room, I have Blu-rays. And the reason, actually, and right there is the master copy of the Bad Ben Blu-rays. Oh, it's over here. See, it says master set on there. But look, that's pretty thick. And just so you guys know, I told you already. There's that DVD, that Blu-ray set has spots for 12 Blu-rays. There's 11 in the set. So when 12 comes out in July, you'll have the option of buying either the complete set of 12, which will look just like this, except they'll have 12 in it, or you can buy, if you've already bought the set of 11, you can buy just the new one, and you can buy just the new one in its own DVD case, or you'll be able to buy just the new one with a new cover for this that will include, see this on the back, this says master set too, but on the back it lists through 11. So 12 will be added. So this is the suggested viewing order. So you'll be able to order just the 12th DVD, the 12th Blu-ray, and it'll come with a new cover. So that'll be for people that have already ordered the Blu-ray. Hello, my first drummer guy. Come, they told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. An Xmas special mainly. I was going to make a Christmas special this year. Actually, I started working on it. I'll probably continue it for next year, but it wasn't getting a whole lot of support. Hey, Corey. There, you guys, is one of the people that run FrankenCon, Tennessee, Bride of FrankenCon this June. So those of you that have been asking when the next film comes out, it actually comes out 4th of July weekend, but it will premiere at FrankenCon. And let me see here. And this is where you can find all the information on that. And you can come there and you can meet Corey, but you can also meet myself and my co-star Scott and Mitch and Courtney. Come down Friday, June 9th or Saturday, June 10th. Corey, When is the film premiering? Is it Friday night or Saturday night? If you know, I don't know if you have the schedule yet. Hollidaysburg, PA. Well, you're not that far away. Sock Puppet 2000. Thank you for saying you love the films. But there's for the website for FrankenCon, Tennessee, right there. And you can go get all the information. I must have stumped Corey. Corey's there looking at the schedule to see. So I figure maybe what I'll do is every day I'll put together something so that every night at 9 o'clock. All right. So for those of you that want to see the premiere of Bad Ben, and if you're anywhere near Tennessee, let me tell you, if you're even within driving distance of it, come. It's a great event. Lots of good things there. Lots of good stuff. And you'll get to see the premiere. You'll get to see some of the cast members. I know the main draw is myself, which it's obvious. I mean, look at me. But hello, Lauren. But we'll have the rest of the couple more of the people there too. This film, just the first 10 minutes of it is just, it's the most outrageous shit I've ever done. And that's what we've done so far is pretty tough to top. But, and there's a twist that happens in the early minutes that you're going to love. We have a puppet show, film festival, Bad Ben 12 premiere, costume contest, celebrities, authors, filmmakers. We have it all. Well, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here now. Yeah, it's just, first of all, it's beautiful there. The hotel is beautiful. The room they hold this in is just nice. And the thing that's, besides the people you're coming to see that will be there, just the people of Tennessee in general are just, everybody's there. They're having a good time. Everybody's, they're just the vendors. The people I met were awesome. You, Sock Puppet asked, do you do Comic-Con events? Altoona has one called Sci-Fi Valley Con. I actually do. I've done one, and this year I'm repeating at it, and it's FrankenCon. I would do them, but some, I don't know if it focuses on science fiction. I mean, this one with the aliens is going to be some science fiction based stuff, but it's more of the horror comedy genre. Dustin Bolt. I remember Dustin was in here the other night too. You can come and see Dustin and see Corey and see Richard, if Richard's going to wear one of his suits again. Corey Richard should have hit you up for the thumb drive. He was looking for a copy of the movie, and I told him you had it. Hello, Josh, or unknown. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say your name. Hi, Evil Ash 3373. Now, Evil Ash 3373, I have to ask you a question. Are you Evil Ash 3373 because 1 through 3372 was taken? I'm just kidding. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Elizabeth, you should have gotten some stuff from me, didn't you? Didn't I mail you something? You ordered something. That name sounds familiar. So I told you guys I would come on at 9. I'm trying not to hit the keyboard. I turned my desk today. You know what, Samantha? I'll be honest with you. I'm not good at the names of filmmakers. I can tell you Well, I can tell you too, like the big ones. M. Night Shyamalan. I know I butchered that last name. I like his stuff. I like all of his stuff. He's gotten some real crap um, for some of his, but I think his stuff was. I thought Signs was outstanding. I even liked The Village. I think that was his, and um, Servant on Apple TV was great. I would recommend if you don't have Apple TV and you can get a trial. I don't know if it has a trial, or if you buy an iPhone, if you happen to be upgrading your equipment, you can normally get like, that's how I have it. I have never paid for Apple TV. It's because I guess I will be paying soon because I got the trial. But him, I like Jordan Peele. He did Nope and the Get Out. And you know what's funny is him and Key and Peele did some of the most unbelievable funny comedy skits I ever saw. And to turn around and do the films he's done, hello Mozilla, is incredible. I liked his films. There was a guy actually I met at FrankenCon last year, and Corey, you might be able to help me here. I forget his name, but he made the movie Chess. Um, that was good. I like all the movies. Again, back to the big Chess was an independent producer. He's got his stuff a couple places too. I'll have to find out where you can see his film because it was good. Um, there was, and I don't know the guy's name, but uh, a lot of people back when Bad Ben first came out, a lot of people were asking me had I seen this film called Leaving DC. I thought he did an excellent job as an indie producer. Um, I initially didn't like the Paranormal Activity films, but then when watching them again, uh, I definitely like them. And some of the ones people didn't like, I really liked. Hang on a second. Let me answer. I apologize. Somebody's about to buy the name. Well, when I watched them again, it was like Blair Witch Project. I didn't like the first time. I saw that in the theaters, but when I watched that again, I liked it. Um, but Paranormal Activity, I really liked the second one. Um, and then that one where they're like, they walk up on the room and the people are the one where the guy got his back cracked at the in it, and they walked up to like a coven. That one I think got some crap, but I like that one. And Chest, it's called. VHS was good. In fact, you know something I found out, which I find very interesting. You know how well, there you have it. The alien name is no longer available. I won't say the person that purchased it because I think it's a surprise for someone. Um, just like vinyl records are making a comeback or have made a comeback, uh, VHS is making a comeback. I'll bring some sets of Blu-rays to FrankenCon, Bride of FrankenCon in July, and maybe I'll bring some. Maybe I'll make a couple VHS copies if I can figure out a way to make them quality enough. You know how long it's been since I purchased a VHS tape? Okay. It's probably been, oh God. Um, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the VHS, but yeah, Corey says people love VHS. When I was walking around at FrankenCon last night, yes, it's the one held in Tennessee. In fact, Corey, who's in the room right now, is one of the organizers. So if you got any questions, Elizabeth, now's the time to ask. But when I was walking around the room last year, there was a guy at the front who, well, there were several people selling VHS tapes, and they're not like, you know, DVDs now. You buy them, they're like $20 or something. These things were, you know, in the other room, I have a camera that was just given to me about 3 months ago. You remember Nick, the big guy who was reading the tombstones and undead? He gave me this camera case, and it's got a VHS camera in it, and I'm sure it doesn't work anymore, but you know, for a prop using it in the film. But anyway, folks, I'll stop trying to sell the name of the alien because it was just purchased. And about VHS, I mean, I do have a couple VHS players in really good condition from back when I used to do TV commercials, because for a while the customers wanted them on VHS, and then of course we Thomas blogs, and then we went to delivering them on DVDs, and then we went to delivering of just sending them a YouTube copy of it. You only use the VHS. Well, there's people that just definitely are into it because he was selling them, but they were selling for like $70, and I can tell you right now that if I was to make them, they wouldn't cost $70 each. It depends on what VHS tapes cost. They do. Sherry, you know what? I just um oh, I saw your video, by the way. Thank you. You sent it in WeTransfer. It's good. Um Steelmanville Road, Chris and Jessica that were in that. I just texted Chris tonight because I was cleaning up down here and I found the Christmas card they sent. And since they've done that movie, they've bought a house and now they have a son, and he is the cutest little guy. And I just texted him out of the blue to say, you have a beautiful family. And he texted me back and said they got to come for a visit. Hey, Nick. Uh, Corey said that you guys can see his comment, but the old original. Let me see what this is. The case is beat up, but I knew this was sitting over there. Stuart Little. There it is. Isn't that funny? Remember Blockbuster and the signs on there, be kind, rewind? People used to get charged if you didn't rewind the tapes, and they had tape rewinders in there. And remember, you used to have to get head cleaners. Them was the days. You know what though? A roommate I had like 25 years ago had a full size. They were called laser disc players, where you'd stick the case in and it would spit the case back out, and the laser disc would be in there. And you used to I want to say he had Braveheart on there, and it was actually two. It was so big. Now, when you think about it, I remember my first computer had a 20 megabyte hard drive, and now you can get thumb drives that are 256 gig. And see, that's the thing that's the shame. Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix and didn't, but for cheap. Oh God. Netflix though, I got a survey from them today, and I'm telling you, this is my prediction. They're concerned about the Chris Rock special that they just had, that it's not being well received because it's asking me stuff I've heard of, stuff I watched. And one of the things was the recent Chris Rock special. And I put, yes, I watched it. And then, like, half the questions were about that special. I have probably, I bought every time I do a film, I back it up in two places. It's on this computer right now. Plus, I back it up. I buy a SSD drive, and I also back it up to a thumb drive. And I keep them at a different location. So, God forbid, if the house burnt down, the masters won't be gone. Mrs. Biggins' father used to work at Little Caesars. We had a Little Caesars here. It was in a Kmart. And people used to love to go there just to get that pizza. And we used to, the Blockbuster, it used to be such an experience. You'd go in, they had the popcorn, you'd go around, and it was funny because you could pick out a movie or two and bring them home and watch them and make a Friday or Saturday night of it. Now, streaming wise, I don't know if there's any streaming channel I don't have, and it's tough to find shit half the time. I'll tell you what I'm watching right now: The Mandalorian, Ted Lasso, Picard, Shrinking. At first, we didn't. Holly or I didn't want to watch that because wasn't a big fan of the guy from How I Met Your Mother. Well, I can't get enough of that show now. It's great. I think Picard has been good too, and yet it's been getting shit on. The Patrick Stewart's in his 80s now. Yeah, too many, Nathan. Um, that guy that played the scientist in that, just a little trivia here. Uh, Josh Robert Thompson, who was the voice of the car in The Haunted Highway and was also the voice of Jeff the Talking Robot on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. And he's been the voice of Family Guy, some of the characters on there. And he does Morgan Freeman, which is unbelievable. Well, anyway, he directed many years ago a student film, and that guy that played the scientist was the person he directed in the student film. And he made a nice post about him tonight on Twitter. Well, Josh Thompson is a fan of Bad Ben. And like 7 years ago, I'm looking at Twitter, and he was the first verified Twitter member who ever followed me. Fun fact: the main bad guy in Slumber Party Massacre 2, his family owns Little Caesars. Listen, if you guys are ever on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Corey's your phone a friend if the subject's horror. But thank you, O Juniper. But so I said to Miss Biggins, we were sitting on the back deck, and I said, "You ever heard of Josh Robert Thompson?" "Oh my God, yeah, Jeff, the talking robot." And I said, "He just followed me on Twitter." So I got him on the phone. He said he wanted to actually be in one of the films, which I'd love to have him, but he lives in LA. And of course, I'm here on the East Coast with Southern California weather this winter. And so he did the voices for me. He was not only the voice of the car, but at the end of pandemic, when I walk out and I'm taking off the mask and or he says, put on, your patient zero, and I get shot. He's both the detective and the deputy. Incredible talent. And you know who else? And I know he's not watching, but because I don't want him to, because I embarrass him when I say this. Let me tell you something. You were going to say one day you're going to be watching a movie, and there's going to be a new star appear in on the big screen, and you're going to say, "I know that guy from Bad Ben." Is Scott Tomlinson, my co-star that I've had the pleasure of working with now in our third film. He's just uh, such a talented kid. He's not a kid, but he's such a talented guy, and he's so dedicated to what he's doing. He works his ass off, um, and just to make ends meet. And he is just very good. He is very charismatic. I That's one of the reasons why I'm glad he's coming to Tennessee, that people can meet him, because he's a very nice guy. He just got married in February in Hawaii. That's where him and his fiance, well, him and his wife met over 12 years ago. They've dated for 12 years and they just got married. And I'll bring him on one of these Facebook Lives one night, maybe Friday night. I don't know. I get so tired when we're filming now. Oh, that reminds me. After filming last Friday, I gotta wash our outfits. They're muddy. It was raining, but that won't stop us. Evil Ash hoping Tom can go on vacation after all he's been through. Maybe a cabin on a lake. I'd love a cabin. I Is that the one with Robert Pattinson, The Lighthouse? Good night, Corey. I'm smoking a um, quorum. I have it on my list somewhere. That's William Defoe and him. Saturday Night Live would be wise to pick up Mr. Thompson. Seems like everybody in my circle is Tom somehow. Tom Riley, Scott Tomlinson, Josh Robert Thompson. Hey, Gary McWiz. Do you remember the old Roadrunner cartoons? Everything was Acme. And I don't know if, unless you live in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, you probably don't have Acme's, but they're owned by Safeway, which is everywhere, I think. But Acme supermarkets. And whenever I would watch Roadrunner, Wiley Coyote would be getting a. I have a Wiley Coyote mug around here somewhere, and a Wiley Coyote figure in the Tasmanian Devil. Well, that was Bugs, I think. But Acme, when I was a little kid, that's where my family always grocery shops, at Acme. So when I was a little kid, I used to think I could go in Acme and find the rocket pack somewhere. I'll have to watch The Lighthouse. You know what I watched tonight? I put it on. It was background noise, but Holly was sitting over there and watched it. Was Ghost Ship. Had to have one of the coolest openings ever. It was on. I want to say I watched it on. I don't know what I watched it on. If it was Netflix or HBO Max. HBO Max is changing their name again to Max. I heard. They were HBO, and then at the same time, they had two apps, HBO Now and HBO Go. And then they became HBO Max, and now they're becoming Max. Paul did response popularity. Old. Um, I do most podcasts. In fact, somebody just asked me to do a podcast, and no, hang on, I'll get to that. But right now, it's just too busy till this film's done. I'll do some between June and July, but and after that, but hopefully, I might. Oh, excuse me for yawning. I might turn around and do a. We probably will turn around and do this another film for Halloween. So, but Dustin, for the 11-year-old that wants to see Bad Ben, I don't think it's appropriate. Um, it's any of the films; they've got too much foul language in them, which some people say, "Oh, my 8-year-old." Like somebody just got from me a poster. It's right up there on the wall. I'm not going to take it down. But the poster that's got Bad Bennett's face at the bottom of it? Here, I'll show you. Let me see if I can point. I'll be sorry I did. You see that poster there, Bad Ben? Well, now I messed this camera up. Oh no, it's back to normal. He thought that Bad Ben sticking up he told his mother he wanted the Bad Ben poster with the cat on it. So, but people sometimes tell me, "Oh, my 8-year-old loves your film." I'm like, 8? Oh my god! I really would think that's 16. Although the young lady that was in Bad Ben Eulogy, she, her and her father, she says, "Yeah, I know they're bad words and I can't use them." That guy that played RoboCop, Peter Weller, is that his name? He went on to he was the admiral in Star Trek, whatever that one with Benedict Cumberbatch was. But I loved RoboCop. I was kind of young too for that. Do you know what happened to me down here yesterday? I was sitting in my chair and I had my glasses up like this because I was reading my phone. I felt something moving on my head. It was a wasp. And because it was kind of cold, it was in shock. So I flicked it off. I'm lucky I didn't get stung. June 9th is the name of a found footage film. That's interesting because June 9th is when FrankenCon is. All these streaming channels, I knew this would happen. They're choking each other out. I remember it used to be a weekly thing where Mrs. Biggins and I used to go to Voodoo to see the new releases and pick out a film and watch it. We rent it or buy it. We usually wait for it to be a rental. And the pandemic happened, and they were like, theaters were closed, so the first release films were coming out on them. And then when you had Paramount make their own network, and Peacock, who's Universal Pictures, and um, what's the well, all of them, but it's like we watched A Quiet Place 2 on streaming. Well, we watched the first one too, but now you, I found the best thing to do, honestly, is to go, because I have all Roku TVs. I have one Amazon Fire Stick because I have to be able to make sure the app is working. But the I'll go to Roku, and in the search I'll type in the name of the movie because I want to see The Whale, and it tells you all the channels it's available on and the price for it, or if it's available somewhere free. But it's like a couple times I've almost gone to buy a film only to find out it's free on like Peacock or Paramount, or there was Tulsa King, I think, with Sylvester Stallone on Paramount, was excellent. But yeah, it's these streaming channels are killing each other though. And the problem with it is, how many streaming channels can you have? Especially when they're like uh, at least $10 a month, if not more. Like Netflix is like $20 now a month. And Netflix, I hardly watch anymore. I like the Crown on Netflix. I did like that series with Kevin Spacey where he was the president, but then he got weird. He didn't get weird. He'd always been weird. It just came out. And I don't know about you, but I have difficulty watching films where somebody that I was a fan of has died. Give you for instance. I mean, I can watch a film if I watch a 60s or 70s film or something with Peter Sellers in it, like I could watch that. But like um, Robin Williams, and it's tough to for me to watch films with him anymore. Although I liked so many of them, Patch Adams, uh, I thought was great. Mrs. Doubtfire was good. Uh, there was just so many of them. But after he died, it was tough to watch. And Holly's always on me about watching The Crow. I've never watched it because after uh, Brandon Lee died in it, it's just, all right, Sam, don't get ridiculous. But thank you. Love you too. Um, I I just I found it too depressing to watch, and it's like whatchamacallit, Chadwick Boseman after Black Panther. Ugh, it was too depressing to watch that. I mean, I did watch it in Avengers Endgame. He was incredible in, but Ray Liotta is another one. The creator of The Crow is going to be at FrankenCon. Wait until I tell Mrs. Biggins that. Yeah, Heath Ledger and John Wick, the actor that just died the other day from four, he was only in his 60s. Boy, this took a depressing turn. But yeah, I have trouble watching movies when, first of all, if any animal dies in it, I don't want to watch it. Lance Reddick, that's right. Um, I'll watch, there's a website called doesthedogdie.com, and you can look up um, the movie because you see a dog come on a movie. There's a Tom Hanks movie just came out. There was also the one, the what was it, the Predator prequel, and the dog died, but they cloned it and brought it back. Oh, I didn't. I know about Old Yeller One. I've never watched Marley and Me. Anton Yelchin is another one. Fortunately, I was told if they do make another Star Trek, they're not going to replace him with another Chekhov. But that's unfortunate because Chekhov, no animals die in Bad Ben except for Bigfoot. He got hit by a car. I think I killed Bigfoot. That was my line. And I get to see Byron, who was our dog, who passed away a couple years ago. He was in, his bark was in Bad Ben, and he was visible in Steelmanville Road. When is the next Bad Ben? The next film's being released 4th of July weekend. Filming now. It's a hood classic. Are you from England, Sam? Yeah, I try. Okay, because you said me and my mates. I'm doing a week. Well, it's weekly, but I haven't done one in like because I've been so busy. But Access Paranormal investigates. Those guys are from England. We do a show with, and they're just awesome. It's now a certified hood classic. I grew up in the hood. I drive through my old city a couple times a week. Holly and I go gallivanting in the morning. And when I drive through there, I'm like, this city really had so much. Well, I'm going to be on here for 5 more minutes. I'll be on here till 10 p.m. And I'll try to come on every night this week, except maybe Friday because we're filming. And the problem is, if I plan these better and I got them done earlier in the winter, but now the daylight saving times, because you got to film most of what we film has got to be in the dark, or I mean, who wants some horror films could be in daytime, like A Quiet Place, but now it gets dark an hour later. And they voted against changing daylight savings time. Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula, and what's his name? Nicholas Holt is playing Renfell. That's a movie that's coming out here shortly. Somebody's shooting their inclusion for Bad Ben tonight. You must be Fender. Where did you say you were? Arizona or California? West Coast somewhere. California. Nick Cage, a guy who, when I would go to New York or something, I never want to drive myself. I have driven myself, but if I was going up there for like a party, I would hire this guy that had used to. Well, he still drives limousines and all, and he's a driver. And he's the guy that actually I hired to drive to Tennessee and back. And he loves Nicolas Cage. And in my car, I have a tablet. And so when I would go up to an event and I'd go in, be it a party or there was some book signing or something, he would sit in the car and watch Nick Cage movies on Netflix or whatever I set up for him. So, well, Fender, you'll send me the link and I'll watch it. I'm sure it will be fine, but after I see it, I'll email you back. And if you can send me the original file. And by the way, if you're shooting on your phone, hold it this way, not this way. Okay? Hold it this way. So, have you seen Lord of War? I have not. Service workers always talk about the best and worst people, especially bad tippers. Well, tipping is something that not all countries have. Um, we do, and you know we tip good. Especially we order a lot of stuff through like Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash. We always make sure to take care of that. Well, listen, folks, it's 10 p.m., so I'm going to cut off here and get my beauty rest because this just this isn't easy to maintain. And I will see you all tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for the good conversation. See you. Love you. Bye.